Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Narasimha. I just saw her. Oh, there you go. I saw you. That's so nice of you to bring something.
Yeah, I tried.
Very nice. Wonderful. Wonderful. So glad you could come. I follow your news about your daughter on Facebook. She's quite the celebrity now, right? She's giving some interview or something like that, right?
Your Saturday.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thanks for coming. You know, I was just, when I was singing Jai Radha Madhava right now, I was thinking how so many, it'll be nice if we can engage the kids somewhere, otherwise nobody is going to be able to hear. Okay? I'm so sorry. This is also being live broadcast. Mataji, Karuna Mataji, this is being live broadcast, so if you want to, you can hear. Oh, it's not? Okay, wonderful. Sorry, I take that back. So, yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Yeah. Okay. All right. So thank you. So I was just all of a sudden meditating on how incredibly all the devotees came together for this festival. Right, so you can already see so much of prasadam. Look at this beautiful decoration, led by Sirisha Mataji, and everybody else also helped out. She got the flowers, she made these wonderful garlands, the whole decoration of the altar. So many people got fruits. Then Nitya Kishori Mataji, Lalita Prasad Prabhu, they drove all the way from Cincinnati, they drove me as well. And once we got here, Lalita Prasad Prabhu is like, you know what, your bathroom needs to be cleaned. So he went all the way to Kroger to get some cleaning supplies, and then he came and started cleaning the bathroom. That's incredible. Prabhupada disciple. And everybody else over here. I'm so happy to see Prabhuji over here bring his flute. That was great. Everybody was doing some kirtan and so on. We had a book distribution earlier today. So this is what devotional life is like, right? So we crave for it, we get it. And then what will happen is that once we like doing it, we'll get more of it. And then if we are like, okay, this is too much for me, then Krishna will also withdraw a little bit. He'll be like, okay, you think it's too much? Fine. So, good luck. And then, so don't lose this taste. So Manish Prabhu, I want to see you also come here more often with your family. It will be nice because all of us are getting older, okay? And I can see you're also already losing some hair on your head, so keep in mind, okay? So we'll start with one of Srila Prabhupada's quotes. I hope you can see this, but either way, I'll just read it. Anyone who takes up Krishna consciousness and engages himself completely in the service of the Lord cleanses his mind of all envy. Manasa cha bhadram bhajatat adokshajit. Therefore, we should pray to Lord Narasimha to sit in our hearts. We should pray, Bahe Narasimha, Hridaya Narasimha. Let Lord Narasimha sit in the core of my heart, killing all my bad propensities. Let my mind become clean so that I may peacefully worship the Lord and bring peace to the entire world. Okay? So this is exceedingly important for us because you see, we think that over here we are in this universe, stuck in this material world because of our bad habits. But actually it's not because of that we are stuck. We are stuck here because of envy. And we envy, pretty much, quite a few different types of folks, right? We envy others, we envy the Lord, we envy anybody who tries to tell us something otherwise and so on. So until and unless we can get rid of envy, we won't be able to get out, okay? And how do we get rid of envy? I'll tell you a secret. You cannot, by your own effort, get rid of. Nobody can, through their own effort, get rid of envy. So we have to pray. And this is what we have to pray, that my dear Lord, Narasimha, you are seated in the pillar of my heart, and you please reach out and rip the envy. As a pakad ke usko kheech ke bahar fek do. Just rip the envy out of my heart, and only then can that envy be destroyed. Otherwise, we won't be able to do this on our own. Okay? So I will tell the statement real quick. Krishna was a blue young boy who stole butter for the pleasure of his devotees. Okay? So over here, there are three aspects to this sentence. So one is the tattva aspect, which is facts. Krishna blue young boy. Okay. Next is the pastime, which is the lila, which is stole butter. And then the third one is rasa, for the pleasure of his devotees. Okay. So we will today look at tattva, lila, and rasa for Narasimha, and we will have a wonderful class, hopefully. This is too peaceful. Do you think we should get the kids back in? All right. Okay, how many of you know what these are? There are 7 of them. Oh, yeah, there are the 7 temples of the Goswami temples in Vrindavan. Okay? Now, so these temples are Radha Damodar, Radha Shamasundar, Radha Govindadev, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Gopinath, and this one over here is Radha Raman temple. Okay? So, if you go through, how many of you have been to Vrindavan? Or been to any of these temples or all of them, right? So, Prabhuji, Mataji, have you seen a deity of Narasimha in any of these temples? No, right? And which is very interesting. So, if you go to ISKCON temples all over the world, you will see Narasimha somewhere or the other, either a picture of Narasimha or deity of Narasimha or whatever it is. And so one has to ask that, is Narasimha then part of our Gauriya Vaishnava Sampradaya or not? Is it part of our DNA or not? Do Gauriya Vaishnavas really worship Narasimha? And where from did this worship even begin? And this is a natural curious, initially curiosity question, but a little bit of a critic as well about how come Narasimha is part of the Gauriya Vaishnava worship as such. Hare Krishna. So nice to see you, Priyamada. Yeah. Okay, so for that we have to go back to the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to South India. Remember, he takes sannyas, comes to Nilachal, he stays in Nilachal for a few years, and then he starts on his journey to South India. And as he's going to South India, he stops at this place called Jiyada Narasimha temple. Okay, it's about 5 miles north of Vizag, Visakhapatnam. And over there is this beautiful, this is not the exact picture of the deity over here, so don't take it like that, but there's this beautiful deity of Narasimha. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes over there and he utters these prayers. And this prayers, Anushtup meter, so you can all repeat after me. Ukropi anukra evayam Svabhaktanam Rikeshari Keshariva Swapotanam Aneshamukra Vikramaha. So a little bit of history behind this prayer, and then we'll get into the translation. And after that we will do our Mangalacharan right after we say these prayers. Okay. So the history is these prayers are quoted by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and he quotes it because of this incident with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But the quotation comes from original commentary of Srivas Swami. And Srivas Swami comments on, as you can see over here, Srimad Bhagavatam 791. So let's pull up 791. I have it over here. And I will tell you what 791 is. So 791 over here, Narad Muni is saying, and I'll just read the translation. The demigods headed by Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and other great demigods dared not come forward before the Lord, who at that time was extremely angry. Okay, so there are a couple of things to note over here that Narasimha got very angry. And you will see that there is a similar verse like this in the second canto about Lord Ramchandra, who is standing at the shore of the ocean, and he has been praying to the ocean to let him go across the ocean so that he can go to Lanka, but the ocean doesn't let him. And so at that point of time, he becomes very angry, and he, with his bloodshot eyes, he starts boiling the ocean. Okay, and then the ocean lets it go. So the point is, the Lord gets angry. And who gets angry? Prabhu? Who gets angry? Us. Who are we? We are personalities, we are people. So this shows that the Lord is a personality. It's not just some, energy floating here and there and so on and so forth. The Lord is a person. And at the writing Peters, he also gets angry, he also gets sad, he also feels loving, he also gets, very depressed. And you can, how can the Lord get depressed? Well, Ramachandra was very depressed. Lord Rama was extremely depressed when Mother Sita was taken away, and he was just running around here and there. Where is Sita? Where is Sita? Where did she go? Where was she taken? And so on. And of course, Lakshman's job was to, don't worry, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything will be fine. And so on. But yeah, so this is a thing. But how is Sridhar Swami's prayer that we just read connected to this? When Sridhar Swami commented on this, he commented, this is the commentary which he wrote. This prayer is the commentary which he wrote. And so we go back to the commentary. Yeah. So he says, Ugro api anugra. Okay, he says Ugra. So our Lord is Ugra. He's ferocious. He's very fierce. Api, but he's also anugra. He's also very gentle. Okay? Evayam. Okay? He can be also very, very gentle. Okay? To Evayam, to us. Okay? Swabhaktanam, to his own, towards his own. Hare Krishna, so nice to see you. Hare Krishna. Swabhaktanam, to his own devotees. Okay? Nrikeshari. So now he's giving an example. Just like the lioness, Keshari was Swapotana, just like the lioness becomes very gentle towards her own cubs, Swapotana. Similarly, Nrikeshari, which is Lord Narasimha, can become very gentle to Swabhaktana, to Bhaktana, to his own devotees. Okay? But Anesham, to others, Ugra Vikramaha. He becomes very, very fierce, when necessary. Okay? So we read the translation. Actually, somebody can read the translation. It would be nice if we can all participate. I think we can hear each other. Why don't you read the translation? It's right here. Okay.
Although very ferocious, the lioness is very kind to her cubs. Similarly, although very ferocious to non-devotees like Hiranyakashipu, Lord Narasimha Deva is very, very soft and kind to devotees like Prahlada Maharaja.
Okay. So we see through these prayers that these prayers were written by, or so this translation was written by Sridhar Swami, which was then recited by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which was then quoted by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Okay? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always used to say that the golden standard for Srimad Bhagavatam commentary is Sridhar Swami. So, in fact, all the commentaries written thereafter, including Srila Prabhupada's commentary, follows the commentary of Sridhar Swami. So one could argue that, all right, fine, this was an isolated incident of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offering prayers, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would offer prayers in many different places. So maybe that's okay, but does it mean that Narasimha Dev worship is very commonplace, or was commonplace or accepted in Gauriya Vaishnava Sampradaya? So for that, we have to go to another example. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, one of his associates was Pradyumna, who just left over here to go and study with the other kids. But there's another Pradyumna, who was associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila 1035. Shri Narasimha Upashaka Pradyumna Brahmachari Prabhutare Nama Koilo Narasimha Nanda Kori. So there is this brahmachari called Pradyumna, right? And he was a very close associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, he was such a close associate that the 13th branch of the Chaitanya tree, or the Gauriya tree, is dedicated to him. Okay, but he was Shri Narasimha Upasaka. He was a very staunch devotee of Narasimha Dev, right? And so Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he changed his name, Tar Naam Koilo Narasimhananda Kori. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu changed his name to Narasimhananda. Okay, so this gives you an idea that not only did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accept it, he encouraged it amongst his devotees, the worship of Narasimhadev. Okay, and this is very instructive for all of us. Sometimes we get like really caught up with like, oh, what about this? What about that? And we should only worship, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Only no, go where your heart is. We just read the prayers by Srivas Swami, whose commentary on Bhagavatam is accepted across our sampradaya. He's the foremost commentator. And his Ishta Devata is Narasimhadev. So I wanted to share that. So one could still argue that, all right, this is fine, but maybe again this was also isolated. And another criticism sometimes comes when we repeat our Narasimhadev prayers, and end with Tavakara Kamala Varena Kham. People think, oh, Narasimhadev must be thinking that the devotees have just got into their car. So because every time we get into the car, we start with Namaste Narasimha. So whenever our life is in danger or whenever we need some extra travel insurance, that's when we pray to Narasimhadev. So that is somewhat of a criticism directed at Gauri Vaishnavas. So that by itself is a behavior which is actually encouraged. That whenever we are in trouble, we should pray to the Lord. And we see an example of this with none other than Advaita Acharya. So this is also from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila 12:23. So the context is, one day Advaita Acharya was with his son Gopal, and Gopal fell down unconscious to the ground. And as soon as he fell down unconscious to the ground, Advaita Acharya picked him up and embraced him, and he said these Narasimhadev prayers for his protection. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was right there. But he said Narasimhadev prayers for his protection. So this is how it goes. Dukhita hoilo acharya putra kole loya rakha kare Narasimhera mantra poriya. So Advaita Acharya Prabhu became very unhappy. Dukhita hoilo. He was very sad. Okay? And so Putra Kole Loya, taking his son on his lap, what did he do? He began to chant the Narasimhadev mantra. So, Rokha Kare, for his protection, for Narasimha mantra Poriya, by chanting the. And we see an example of this even when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was growing up. When he was a little kid and he was in some trouble, then his parents would sing the Narasimhadev prayers for his protection. Okay? So one could then argue that, all right, so this is good. We now have established that Narasimhadev's worship, Narasimhadev's praying for Narasimhadev is very much ingrained into our DNA, into our movement, and it is also very much encouraged within our movement. But how recent is this Narasimhadev prayers? Is it going all the way up to Vedas? And for that, we have to look at some proof from the Vedas. Okay? So everybody, well, this is not the Narasimhadev Gayatri, sorry about the title, but everybody might remember this. Ugram Veera Mahavishnu. So this is from the Upanishad called Narasimha Tapaniya Upanishad. Narasimha Tapaniya Upanishad. Okay? And this was the original commentary, was given by Adi Shankaracharya, and then many people have commented on that thereafter. But we can all recite this together, everybody should know this. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Narasimham Vishanam Bhadram Mrityum Anamamaham. So this is, as you can see, goes all the way back to our Vedas. So certainly Narasimhadev is included as part of the worship. And then there is this Taittiriya Aranyaka Upanishad. So in Taittiriya Aranyaka, we see this mention of the Nrsimha Gayatri. So I removed the bija so that it's okay for us to recite and explain this. With the bija, we could not have done it over here. So Vajranakhaya Vidmahe, Vajranakhaya Vidmahe, Tikshna Damstraya Dhimahi, Tanno Nrsimha Prachodayat. Okay, so Vajranakhaya, so his knuckles, his nails are as strong as Vajra. So Vajra, I don't know what's the English of Vajra.
Diamond.
I'm sorry?
Diamond.
Diamond? Okay, alright, so weird. As strong as diamond. Or I always thought Vajra was the thunderbolt of Indra. But that's what my understanding. Okay, diamond / thunderbolt. Let's assume that. Okay, let's not try it out. Alright, so Vajranakhaya. So he says his nails are as strong as Vajranakhaya. His nails are as strong as Vajra. Vidmay, I know him. Okay. Tikshna Damstraya. Tiksha Damstraya. Damstra is teeth. Tiksha, sharp. His teeth are very sharp. Okay. Dhimani, I meditate on him. And Tanno Narasimha Prachodayat. And may that Narasimha Dev, may that wonderful Lord Narasimha Dev Prachodayat, may he guide us, may he elevate us consciousness. Okay? So this is another example of the mention of Narasimha Dev in the Vedas. So as you can see, Narasimha Dev is not a recent deity. He didn't just appear in a particular yuga, but not before that. His mention is there in the Vedas, which supersede his appearance in whenever he did appear in that yuga. Okay? So when we look at the picture of Narasimha Dev, like you see over here, there are two things there are many things which come to our mind, but two very prominent things. So one, who do you see with him almost always? Prahlad Maharaj. So let's talk a little bit about Prahlad Maharaj. Okay? So we'll talk about the birth of Prahlad Maharaj from this book called Nrsimha Purana. So now we are out of Shruti Shastra, Vedas, into Smriti Shastra, Puranas. And so the way his birth goes is actually very interesting. So all of you know, Narasimha Dev prayed to the Lord Brahma, and he prayed for a lot of wounds leading up to what? What did he pray for? He prayed for what?
No death by
He prayed for immortality.
Mortality.
Right? He prayed for immortality. Okay, and so Brahma comes and gives him, he says, I can't do the immortality, but I can give you some conditional immortality kind of a thing. So you can't die here, you can't die this, you can't be killed like this, like that, and so on and so forth, right? And so Narasimha Dev takes all of those wounds, he accepts them, and then he starts wreaking havoc all over the Hare Krishna, all over the universe. Are you all comfortable back there? Okay. Everybody can move like about 3 to 4 inches front, so come closer to Narasimha Dev. So that will be good. Yeah. Okay. Jai. Very good. Okay. So yeah. Where was I? So he started wreaking havoc over there. And it was very difficult for everybody. And the demigods, they were all driven out of their kingdom. It was difficult in all the different planetary systems, which was wonderful for our friend, Mr. Hiranyakashipu. And then what Hiranyakashipu did is, he wasn't like completely satisfied. Somehow or the other, his mind was like, you know what, somewhere Brahmaji didn't give me exactly what I required, what I wanted for, maybe I need to do austerity again. In the meantime, all the demigods, headed by Indra, went to their guru, Brihaspati. They said, like, this is what's going on, please, you got to help us out, because otherwise there will be all of this e-religion across all the 14 different planetary systems. And so Brihaspati, who was their guru, requested them to go to the ocean, near the ocean of Kshisagar, and pray to Lord Narayan. And so they prayed to Lord Narayan with that guidance. And they heard a voice that very soon I will not appear, but my devotee will appear. And in the family of Narasimhadev, in the family of Hiranyakashipu, so don't fear, and he will be the cause of the death and demise of Hiranyakashipu. And so, in the meantime, Hiranyakashipu was completely determined that he has to do the austerities all over again. So he's all getting ready to do austerities, but after this prophecy has been proclaimed, there started some omens, some bad omens, forest fires, earthquakes, and so on. And everybody advised him that please don't do austerities right now. This is the absolute worst time for you to do austerities. But he did not listen to them. And he said, I'm going to go to Mount Kailash, and I'm going to go ahead and do austerities over there. So he set off for the Mount Kailash, and with that determination, and as soon as he set out, Brahmaji got this intuition that, oh no, there is something worse that is going to happen right now. And Brahma became very, very morose. And his son, Narad Muni, saw his father Brahma getting morose and said, my dear father, why are you so sad? He said, look, this is what happened, I can sense it, he's just going to go over there and do austerities again, and again I will have to give him some boons which is going to ultimately harm others. So Narad Muni said, my dear father, your wish is my command, I will take care of this. So Narad Muni goes with his friend Parvata Muni to this Mount Kailash where Hiranyakashipu has just sat down to meditate. So Hiranyakashipu's meditation starts with Om Brahmane Namaha, Om Brahmane Namaha. So as soon as he says Om Brahmane Namaha, the first time, Narad Muni and Parvata Muni take the shape of two sparrows, and they go and sit on top of the tree near where Hiranyakashipu is meditating. And then again Hiranyakashipu says Om Brahmane Namaha, and these two sparrows say Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Brahmane, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Brahmane, Om Namo Narayan. And Hiranyakashipu gets very disturbed. He gets distracted. He's like, who is this? Like, not letting me, meditate. And so he looks out and for his bow, and he's not really gotten anything, but whatever he could find. And he looks up and he sees these sparrows like, I'm going to kill you. But before he can gather anything, the two sparrows fly away. But Hiranyakashipu's heart is already now polluted with anger. And he realizes that because he's not an ordinary person. He's also realizing that with this consciousness, I cannot continue this meditation. So he returns home. And he returns home to Kayadu. Kayadu is very surprised. I thought you were out on a journey, on your meditation. How come you're back home so early? So she's very surprised, but she's also a little happy. And why is she happy? Because this is her time to ovulate, and she is like, well, this is the best time for us to have a baby. And so she convinces Hiranyakashipu, and they lay down together, and they're on the bed, and then Kayadu asks Hiranyakashipu, so why exactly did you come back? And so Hiranyakashipu starts reciting this whole incident and said, this is what happened, that was my resolve, and I was sitting over there, and I said this first one, and then immediately there were these two sparrows that came, and they said, Om Namo Narayanaya. And then again said, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. So when he said this third time, Om Namo Narayanaya, at that time, Prahlad Maharaj was conceived in the womb of Kayadu. So this is the story about the birth of Prahlad Maharaj as mentioned in Narasimha Purana. So this is the consciousness through which that conception happened. Okay? So of course, as you all know, Prahlad Maharaj grew up, and he grew up under very, very trying circumstances, right? And he had to face a lot of physical abuse, he had to face a lot of mental abuse, psychological abuse from none other than his own father. And despite all of that, he stayed true to his goal, and which is the complete remembrance of the Lord at every circumstance, whatever it was. And he introduced us to this 9 different limbs of devotional service, which you see over here. So we can all recite this together. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. So Shravanam, so listening. So just by hearing about the Lord, like we are all doing over here, all of you are doing over here, so we can get perfection of the Lord. So this is a way to engage in devotional service. Kirtana, by speaking things that I am doing, and then when you share your realization, you'll be doing, when we are all doing, other recitation, just like we did right now. So that is all Kirtana. Vishnu Smarana, so remembering the Lord, Vishnu. Okay. Pada Sevana, the worship of the Lord's feet. And this doesn't mean just the physical worship of the feet. This also means, like, for example, you walked from the parking lot to over here, right? And you walked to, sometimes we walk from one temple to another, or you walk behind the Ratha, or you go on parikrama. So all of these come under Pada Sevana. Okay? Archanam. Archanam, does everybody know what Archanam is? We'll do it in a few minutes. So Archanam is the worship of the Lord. Okay? Vandanam, singing the praises of the Lord, praying to the Lord. Okay? So this is very critical, this Vandanam thing, it's neglected because we think we only have to pray to the Lord by memorizing some Sanskrit prayers. Like, no. So how many of you have read the Bhagavad Gita or have ever opened it in your life? Okay? Alright. So Priyambada, I'm going to pick on you. So you said you've read the Bhagavad Gita, or at least you've opened it. Okay, that's wonderful, brilliant. What is the Bhagavad Gita about? Very simply.
Realizes that, truth, the actual consciousness.
Okay, this is very high philosophy. Come to the simple part. What is the Bhagavad Gita about? Okay?
Karma yoga, Raja yoga.
Very philosophical. Come to the simple part. What is the Bhagavad Gita about? Yes, Mataji.
Way of life, how we should lead our life.
Okay, also very philosophical. What is it about? Simple. Come on, make it simple.
Non-attachment.
No, make it very simple. Come on.
Conversation between
Conversation between two friends. That's what it is about. It's conversation between two friends. And after some time, one friend tells the other, you know what, I'm really confused. Now you are my master, you please guide me. This is conversation between two individuals. One who happens to be God. Okay? Vandanam. When we do Vandanam, have that conversation in your life. How many of you, at least have a picture of a deity in your house? Right? If not anything else. Have a conversation. Treat the deity as a person. That, oh my dear Lord, okay, today I just cooked this much because I ran out of time. Please, can you accept it? Oh, this is what's going on in my life. This is you. The Lord knows everything, but He wants to have that conversation. You think He doesn't know what's going on in Archana's life? Of course He does. But He likes to hear it anyways. Right? So that is Vandana. Okay. Dasyam, servitude. Sakhyam. Sakhyam is friendship with the Lord. Okay. And one of the tenets of friendship means you treat the Lord as if He is your equal, but the real rasa of friendship is bhuyamakhyati prichati. Okay? You reveal your heart in confidence. You may or may not reveal your heart and confidence to your spouse, but there will be a friend that you will say, today, this is what happened, and that is what happened, and so on. So this is Sakhyam. Okay? And last thing is Atma Nivedana, to give one's own life to the Lord. So Shravana, Rupa Goswami in Padyavali talks about different personalities who have perfected their life in each of these areas. So Shravana by Parikshit Maharaj, just by listening. Kirtanam, Sukhdev Goswami. Parikshit Maharaj was listening to who? To Sukdev Goswami. Vishnu Smarana, the one we've highlighted over here, is of course because of Prahlad Maharaj. Pada Sevanam, who perfected their existence through Pada Sevanam?
Bharat Maharaj.
No.
Amrish?
No. Oh, well, yes, Amrish Maharaj did all of these. Yeah, it's a good answer. But Pada Sevanam, we give example of Lakshmi Devi. Okay. Archanam, Prithu Maharaj. Vandanam, beautiful prayers. You can read those prayers by Akrura. Okay. Dasyam, best servant of the Lord. Hanumanji. Jai Bajrangbali. Yes. Sakhyam, Arjuna. Very good. And Atmanivedanam. You can have everything. Bali Maharaj. There you go. And overall, Amrish Maharaj. Okay? So this is one of the things that we wanted to talk about. Narasimha appeared for Prahlad Maharaj, right? Well, not that, yes, but not really. So you see, there is no reason for Lord Narasimha to appear for Prahlad Maharaj. Absolutely no reason. Why? Because Prahlad Maharaj is already situated in the consciousness of Narasimha. Okay? Prahlad Maharaj can see the Lord everywhere. His father asked, where is the Lord? He's everywhere. Oh, is he in the pillar? Yes, he is in the pillar. So the Prahlad Maharaj is already experiential aspect of where. Why don't we pull a few more chairs? Can somebody help pull a few more chairs over there for Prabhuji? Yeah, just pull like a couple of chairs, please. Thank you. Okay. All right. So Narasimha appeared for Hiranyakashipu. Because Hiranyakashipu didn't believe that the Lord existed everywhere. So to prove him wrong, Narasimha appears. This is the commentary which is given by our acharyas. But then again, of course, Srimad Bhagavatam says, yes, that is one reason, but then there are other reasons as well, which are explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto, 8th chapter, 17th shloka. Satyam vidatum nijapritya bhashitam vyaktim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmanah. Oh, actually, so sorry, we can all do this together. Trishyata tadbhutarupam bhavan stambhe sabhayam namritam namanusham. So, Satyam Vidatum. Okay? Satyam, true. Alright, so something he has to prove something true. Okay? So, Vidatum means to prove. To prove true. To prove true what? Nija Bhritya Bhashitam, the words of Nija Bhritya, his own servant. To prove the words of his own servant, in this case Prahlad Maharaj, could be one of the servants. Who else could be the servant to prove his words true? Okay. It could be Brahma, it could be Narad Muni, it could be many. Okay, but in the immediate sense, it is Prahlad Maharaj. Because Prahlad Maharaj says, yes, he existed in this pillar. He exists in this pillar. So prove Nija Bhritya Bhashitam, Satyam Vidatam, to prove true the words of Prahlad Maharaj. What did he do? Vyaktem cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmanah. So bhuteshu, amongst all the living entities, akhileshu bhuteshu means amongst all the living entities, okay, and for himself, chatmanah. Vyaktincha, so that the Lord is present. The Lord is present among all the living entities, and the Lord himself is present amongst all the living entities and across all creation. This is the true thing which he wanted to prove. This is the statement which was given by Prahlad Maharaj. This statement he wanted to prove, and so therefore he came with an Adbhuta Rupa, with an incredible form. Okay? And from where did he come? Udbhavan Sthambe. And at what place? Sabhayam. So he came in the Sabha, in the court of Hiranyakashipu, from the Stambha, Udbhavan, Namrigam Namanusham. What was this Adbhuta Rupa? This Adbhuta Rupa was Namrigam. So he was neither an animal na manusham, nor was he a. Okay. So this gives you another idea, or this is from Srimad Bhagavatam about another reason why the Supreme Lord appeared. So we've done some tattva and we've done some lila about the birth of Prahlad Maharaj and the appearance of the Lord. So now let's go ahead and do some rasa. So what is the other thing that is visible when you see Lord Narasimha's picture, which is very prominent? What is he doing?
Tearing up the intestines.
Yes, with what?
With his nails.
With his nails. So his nails is very, very prominent. Okay? So let us glorify his nails. Okay? So this is a beautiful, wonderful poem by a anonymous devotee, and I think it's Subhashita Ratna. I have it in the next slide, but Subhashita Ratna Bhandara. So the meter is Prathara, so it will go like this. Kim kim simhastata kim narasat rishavapur deva chitra grihito nektatrikavi jivotbhutam upanayame deva samprapta esha chapam chapam na chapitaha karkashatvam na khadam ittaham dektrandavaksha karanakamakare chakni vanyasavovyat. So he says kim kim. So this is a dialogue which happens between Narasimhadev and his servants, so his guards. And his guards are rushed in to his court. And Hiranyakashipu asked them, Kim Kim, what happened? What is it? And they say, Simhas, there's a lion. Tatha Kim, what else? What is it? He says, Narasat Rishavapur. So he's like, this is an incredible thing because he's in a Narasat Rishavapur. He's in the body, the Vapu of a Nara. So he's a lion in the body of a man. Okay? So, and then it's like Deva Chitra Grihito. So we have never seen anything like this before in our life. Okay? And okay. So I'm trying to translate these words real quick. Yeah. Deva Chitra Grihito. So he has come inside, he's come over here. Naite Drikwapi Jivo. Adbhutam. So we have, this is such an adbhut, this is such an incredible, surprising jiva that we don't even know who that is. So Hiranyakashipu said, Upanayame, so bring him over here. Bring him. He said, Deva Samprapta Esha. Like, what are you saying? Bring him. He's standing right in front of you. Deva Samprapta Esha. He's right in front of you. And so Hiranyakashipu gets really afraid. And he says, Chapam. Chapa means bow. Bring my bow. He says, Chapam, na chapi. And then the third time he wants to say Chapam, he said, Chapam, na chapa. So at that time, Narasimhadev, with his nails, just tears apart Hiranyakashipu. He's not able to say the last Chapam. Okay? Chapa. Okay? Karkashatvam nakhana. So he, with his very fierce nails, Karkashatvam nakhana, he tears apart this Hiranyakashipu. And Ittaham Daitrendya Vaksha. And in this way, he kills the Daitrendra, the king of the demons. Okay? Karanakam Kare. So may these same nails protect us. Jagnivam, protect all of you. Jagnivam Yaso Vopyat. May they all protect you. So we'll read the translation. So Kim Simhas. Kim. What is it? Simhas. Oh Lord, it's a lion. Kim. So what? Narasat Rishavapur. Deva Chitra Grihito. Naite trikvapi jivo bhutam. So Lord, he has a human body. I have never seen such a strange creature. Adbhutam. Okay. Upanayame, bring him here, if that's the case. Deva samprapta yesha. Oh Lord, he is himself coming over here. Okay. Chapam chapam na chapite. Ah. Bring my chapa, bring my chapa, bring my cha. His nails. Karkashatvam nakhanam. May that ittaham, Taitanendriya Bhaksha, may that Narasimha who thus tore the chest of Hiranyakashipu with his sharp nails protect you all. Subhashita Ratna Bhandagaram. I said Bhandagiram. No, it's Bhandagaram. Okay, Subhashita Ratna Bhandagaram. Isn't this such a beautiful poem? Okay? Right. Let's do one more. Okay? Alright. This is again from the same place. We can recite this. I think this is in Anushtup. Shatro prana nila pancha vayam dasha jayotra ka iti kopad ivatam raha pantu vo nrinir nakaha. So, this is written from the point of view of the nails. So the nails are now thinking. What are they thinking? They think like when Shatro Prana Nila Pancha. The Shatro, the enemy, Hiranyakashipu, has Pancha, 5 Prana Nilaha, 5 life airs. What are these 5 life airs? Prana, Pranavayu, Apanavayu, Samanavayu, Udanavayu, and Vyana. Did somebody say Vyana? Yeah, okay. So these are the 5 life airs. So the Shatru, Prana Nila, he has Pancha, 5. Okay, but Vayam, Dasha, but we are 10. So therefore Jaya Atrakaha. Therefore we are higher, we are more than that. So we will win. Okay, don't worry, everybody. Okay. Iti kopad ivamtaraha. So in this way, so how can that person win against us? Pantu vo nihare nakha. In this way, the reddish nails of Narasimha are thinking in this way. Okay. So isn't this an interesting prayer? Okay. All right. So let's do the translation. May the fingernails of Narahari, Narasimha, who are assuming a reddish color and are thinking the enemy has only 5 life airs while we are 10 in number. So how can the enemy win against us? Protect you all. Okay, same place. All right. So this is good. Okay. One more? No?
Yes,
You guys
Haribol.
Haribol? One more? Okay. All right. Let's do one more. Because you guys are also enthusiastic, right? One more?
Haribol.
Okay, this is very sad. One more? There you go. Oh, okay. Ha 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 ha. All right, okay. Okay, let's do this. So this is Vasanti Lakamita, just like Indra Vajra, which is, the 2-line one. Double syllables ones. Okay. Dishya Sukham Nara. Deshya Shukam Nara Harirvo Vanaika Viro Yasya Vetiti Shuto Danalol. Okay, alright, I'm making a mess of it. Okay, now it'll be better. Deshya Sukam Nara Harirvo Vanaika Viro Yasya Siddhiti Suvo Talanotya Tasya Krodho Tatamukam Avikshitum Akshavapam Jane Bhavani Cha Nakeshvapi Annataste. Okay. So, Dishyat Sukham. So, when Narasimha Dev is killing Hiranyakashipu, he's very, very angry. He's exceedingly angry. Okay? But, in this angry thing, even in this angry mood, we're saying, Dishyat Shukam, may he give you some happiness. May somebody bestow happiness to you. Who should bestow happiness? Narahari. Okay? Narahari, may Narasimha bestow happiness unto you. How? Who is Narahari? Bhuvanaika Viro. Bhuvan Aika Viro. He is the alone, the one hero. Okay? Bhuvanaika Viro. Veer. Veer means the hero, basically. He's the one warrior, the best warrior in Bhuvanaika, in the entire universe. May he give you happiness, bestow happiness to you. Okay? Alright, fine. Yasya diti sutodaddan, Yasyave diti sutod, diti sutod. Diti sutod is the son of Diti. Who is the son of Diti? Hiranyakashipu. And what is he doing? Yasya ahave. Yasyave means on his lap. He is taken on his lap, Diti sutod. He is taken on his lap, Hiranyakashipu. Alright, and what's he doing? Dalanodyatasya. He is killing him. And as he is killing him, what's happening? Krodho dhatam mukham. He has a very angry face. Right? And he has such an angry face. Okay? Avekshitum akshamatva. Okay? So he's an incredibly angry face. And his face is so angry that even the nails which are looking at his angry face are getting afraid. And when they are getting afraid, they are curling. So Narasimha nails become curled due to fear of just looking at Narasimha's face when he is killing Hiranyakashipu. So this is the rasa of this beautiful poem. So we'll do the translation. Even his own fingernails are not able to look at the angry face of Narasimha, made angrier by the slaughter of Diti's son in battle. This is the reason why these nails are bent down as if cowing away in fear. May that sole hero of the universe, Bhuvanaika Viro, may that sole hero of the universe named Narahari, Narasimha, bestow happiness on you. Okay. Isn't this a beautiful poem? Okay. All right. One more or this is it? One more?
One more.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Okay, so one more?
Haribol.
All right, last one, I promise. This is not even switched on, Mataji. Hare Krishna, I can tell right from here. Did you change that? Yes. Okay, that's good. All right, good. Okay. So this is written in Prithvi meter. Again, same place. Anybody knows Prithvi meter? Okay, good. Then I can sing it any way I want, and nobody will know the difference. Okay. So let me just recite it. I think that will be better. Vapur dalana sambhramat swanakaram pravishte ripau Kvayata iti vishmayat prahita lochanas sarvataha Vritheti karatadanam. Oh, this is the funny one. Vritheti karatadanam nipatitam purodanavam Nrikeshya bhuvi renu vaj jayati jata hasohari. Okay? So Vapur dalana samramat. So Vapur dalama, his Hiranyakashipu knows that his Vapu, his body is about to be destroyed. So he is, what does he do? He's like, what should I do? What should I do? He says, Swanakaram pravishte. Okay. So what he does, he makes himself really small and he enters the nails of Narasimha. He makes himself really small and enters the nails of Narasimha. Okay. So, and then what happens? Well, Ripa, kya yata? Where did he go? Where did he go? Narasimha is searching for him. Iti, where did he go? Where did he go? I just saw him over here. Iti, Vishmayat, he's now very surprised. And he's so surprised, where did he go? That he slaps his hand on the pillar. He slaps his hands on this pillar, okay? So he's looking for him everywhere with Prahita Lochanas, with big eyes, he's looking for him. Sarvata, everywhere. And Vritheti, oh alas, I lost him. And Karatadana means slapping, slaps him. And as soon as he slaps, what happens? He falls down. So Hiranyakashipu falls down from his nails. And seeing that, Jato Haso Hari, he starts laughing. Oh, there you were. You were hiding under my nails. So this is such a beautiful pastime. It's so funny. Saying, fearing the destruction of his body, Vapur Dalana Sambrama. Okay? Hiranyakashipu entered into Narasimha's nails. Sonakaram pravishterbo. And kya yada iti vismayat. So Narasimha, they being very astonished as they thought. Okay? With his eyes, he was looking. Prahita lochanas sarvata. Looking everywhere. Vitheti. Where is he? Where is he? And not finding him, he said, Vitheti. Oh, it was all in vain. It was pritha. Okay? And Karatavanam. He banged his palm on the wall. And thus the demon fell down like a speck of dust on the ground. And seeing him like this, the Lord laughed loudly. So all glories to that Lord, Narasimha. So I will stop over here. We can do Narasimha prayers real quick as part of our presentation. And then we will pause for questions. That will give them time to also finish the offering. Namaste Narasimhaya. Shilatam Kana Kala Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha Yato Yato Amitato questions? Anything that you want to share? Go ahead. Yes, Roji.
One of the things was great lecture. I mean, you sure put a lot of work into your presentations, and thank you for the invitation. You know, I don't know if you mentioned that Narasimha actually put the intestines.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, come and have prasadam and go. Yeah, stop for prasadam, 15-20 minutes, come. इतनी देर रुके तो फिर प्रसादम लेके जाना. Yeah, eat and pack some so that you know it's good for tomorrow as well. Okay? All right, yeah. Don't just leave without prasadam. Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
The intestines as a garland.
Oh, yeah, he decorated his own self with the intestines of Narasimhadev. Narasimhadev decorated his own self with the intestines of Hiranyakashipu. Sorry. And therefore the point is?
That's pretty ghastly, but I mean,
Yeah.
because the idea is that the Lord should always have a garland, and he decided to take the garland, the intestines.
Yeah. So that's a very good point. There's a side point over there. The point is this out of character for the Lord? And this is actually very much in character of the Lord, because everything that you see over here comes from the Lord. Everything that we see in the material world comes from the Lord, including horror and terror and ghastliness. The source is always the Lord. And in fact, in Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in the second wave, the first wave talks about the 5 prominent rasas, and the second wave talks about the 12 secondary rasas, and some of those rasas are horror, terror, and ghastliness, and so on and so forth. So this is very much ingrained in bhakti as well. One could also use this in the service of the Lord. Okay? Yeah. And when we progress in bhakti, when we come into the level of bhava and all that, sometimes we will fear that, where it might complement our rasa, it might complement our relationship with the Lord. And I'll give you an example, Prabhu. So, for example, we just saw that one of the devotees who perfected their life through Dasya was Hanuman. Okay? And so what did Hanuman do when he went to Lanka? He terrorized that place. So he brought terror into the hearts of all the demons. Okay? And who celebrates that particular instance? We do. So we take delight in the terror that he inflicted on the demons. Okay? So, all right. Does that help, bro?
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Questions, comments, because this will take some time, this offering. I think this might take all night with the way it's going. So no? All right. We can be done by midnight? Okay, good. So, any questions, comments? Yes.
So,
Rohit Prabhu.
what is the similarity between Lord Narasimha and Ganesha?
Why did you pick up another random person? Why this Narasimha? I want to understand the genesis of this question. How did you come up with these 2 names?
Because they have a human body and their heads are from different creatures.
So maybe that's from the appearance you're saying that there is a symbolic similarity.
Yeah. Is there any similarity other than that?
Honestly, I don't think of that much as a similarity. Or it could be. I mean, look, we can always gather similarity. So Ganesha exists both in the material realm, material universe, and there is also Ganesha present in the spiritual world, in Vaikuntha. Okay? And such is the case with Narasimha as well. But Narasimha is an expansion of the expansion of the Supreme Lord. So he's coming from Mahavishnu. Okay? Whereas Ganesha's genesis is not Mahavishnu. Ganesha's genesis is somewhere else. Okay? He's a Nitya Siddha, devotee of the Lord. Okay? Does that help? Okay. All right. You have a question? Okay, we can do that in a minute. Let him finish his offering. Any other questions or comments? Yes, Nitya Kishori, Mataji.
So, why is Narasimha then not in any of the Vrindavan temples? Since you've shown the reference to him in the Vedas.
Yeah. So, for that we have to get into the concept of Ishtadevata, the ones who are closest to our heart. So in the case of Sri Goswami, we saw that the Ishtadevta of Srivas Swami is Narasimha. And so it made sense. But the 6 Goswamis, they had different Ishtadevtas. One of them had Gokulananda, and then Radharaman, and so on and so forth, right? Govinda Dev, and so on. So who they have in their heart are different. So their affinities are different. Their love of their lives are different. Okay. So I hope someday we will also know who is in our heart, right? So that we can, it will become very, very clear to us. So that could be one of the reasons. Another reason could be that their mood was different. Their mood was that of the gopis. So when we look at the literature which has come out from all of those, whether it is Sanatana Goswami's literature or Brihad Bhagavatamrita, in his literature, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, he talks about 2 things. Who are the ones who are closest to the Lord, the closest devotees to the Lord, that's one. And the second thing is, how do we find them, right? And so just from these two, the answering of these 2 questions, we realize that he may have written other forms of literature which talks about the different Vidhi Bhakti. His heart really lies with the intimate association of the Lord with his gopis, right? And so on. And similarly, Rupa Goswami, we see Rupa Goswami's prayers itself, Everybody remember Rupa Goswami's prayers? Okay. Right? Rupa Goswami's prayers. Come on. How many of you have been in ISKCON for like at least 1 year? Okay. Alka Mataji, you've been here for more than that. Okay. Alright. So, yes. Karuna Mataji, you're teaching our kids. What is Rupa Goswami's prayers? Om Agyanati Vinanda. After that, right after that, which is the prayer that we do? Shri Chaitanya Manu. Unbelievable. Okay. Huh? Shri Chaitanya Manu Vishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadati. So his mood is nothing but the reflection of the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam, whatever is in his mind, whatever is in his Mano, okay, Vishtam, that's he came to give that. And so when you look at his literatures of Ujjvala Nilamani, right, his Padyavali, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it has all to do with the Gara, the prema of the Lord, how to obtain the love for God, or love for Krishna, not necessarily the love for Narasimha or anybody else, any other plenary expansion. In fact, his treatise, which is Laghu Bhagavatamrita, right, which he wrote, which talks about all the different incarnations. Is this too technical? I'm sorry. So this, I won't go very much deeper because I see many of you are falling asleep. So Laghu Bhagavatamrita is the book where you read about all the different incarnations of the Lord. And this is also, Rupa Goswami's thing. And he talks about all the incarnations, including Narasimha, but he ties it all back to Krishna. At the end of the day, he goes back to Krishna. He says, this is Krishnastu Bhagwan Sar. And he talks so lovingly about, Govinda. So, the heart of all these 6 Goswamis lay not with Narasimha, lay not with, any other avatar, like even Narayana, which is very surprising. Because if you look at it, if you look at the last 400-500 years of Gauriya Vaishnava history, even after the 6 Goswamis, a lot of the temples you see have Lakshmi Narayana deities. They don't have Radha Krishna deities. So because their hearts were different, the moods were different, right? Over here, the 6 Goswamis, they have Radha Krishna deities. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry for the technical answer. Yeah.
I have one comment to make that in a previous lecture, just recently, they mentioned the relationship between Ganesha and Nishrimhadeva, other than your question as being bodily features, but, this is not exactly from ISKCON, but it says that the Ganesha being the remover of obstacles, and Narasimha Deva, the protector, and fierce form of Vishnu, One source states that Ganesha derives his power from Narasimha Deva, suggesting a hierarchical relationship where Narasimha Deva is the source of Ganesha's ability to overcome obstacles. So as far as I know, there's some Vaishnava devotees that worship Nrsimha and Ganesha
Yeah.
simultaneously, including, and they also mention Lakshmi. As a matter of fact, we were thinking about getting a Lakshmi, but we don't have her a lot. In any case, so there's a connection between Ganesha and Nrsimha, and according to Vaishnavism, Ganesha is getting his power from Nrsimha to give the protection required.
Yeah, so one additional comment I would like to make over here. So when we worship any demigods, we should be careful about what we are desiring. So if our desire is more to, like, please, my dear Lord Ganesha, help me remove the obstacles on my path of bhakti, then that makes sense. And if it is more like, my dear Lord Ganesha, please remove the obstacles on the path to my promotion, then that is not a very good prayer. Okay, that's going to, yes, Shyamasunder Prabhu.
So, Prabhupada once received a letter from some devotees asking for permission to worship Ganesh. And so this is easily 50 years ago. And Prabhupada's answer was, you give me $10,000 a month, you can worship Ganesh. So considering inflation, would that be $100,000 a month now, or?
So this is a different point. I would say there is worship, that is puja, and then there is bhakti, which is devotional service. So the mood for worship is so that my devotional service is improved. And if that is the mood, then there is no harm in going in front of everybody and with folded hands and requesting those prayers. We do that to each other all the time. My dear Lord, my dear Prabhu.
Swami endorses.
Yeah. So yes, it's one of the 64 limbs of devotional service. So, but the mood is critical over here. So we want to walk away from this, not with the understanding that, oh, it's okay to worship anybody. It is okay to approach anybody for the benefit of one's spiritual journey, one's eternal spiritual journey. Okay, this is very, very important. This is the critical point. Okay, when we approach each other also, we say, Prabhu, please pray for me, please bless me, so that I am able to, conquer all the evil in my heart, or whatever it is that we want to pray for, and so on. And such is our prayer also with Lord Nrsimhadev. Not that, my dear Lord Nrsimhadev, I have taken the cheapest travel insurance, and so therefore I will now say your prayers because I've heard that you give premium travel insurance. So I'm going to get into my car and say your prayers. No, my dear Lord, please go inside my heart and rip the envy out of it. Remember Srila Prabhupada's quote right at the very beginning. Right? Rip it off. Just take it off. Okay, yes?
And of course, Vijay and Vijay, when they were condemned to go to the material world, the only blessing they wanted was to remember.
Yes. Smarana. Yep. That was the one thing. No matter what, may we always remember you. And so that Jai and Vijay came as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Yeah. Okay. All right. One thing to remember though in that pastime, the same Jai and Vijay doesn't come in every yuga cycle. So we can also, take that post if you want to. So, okay. All right. Anything else from anyone? Okay. It seems like there's a kids program. No?
Yes.
Well, you said yes. She's saying no. Okay, they didn't want to. Okay, that's fine. All right. So offering is done.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So maybe we'll give him a couple of minutes to. Yeah, that'll be nice. That'll be wonderful while we are doing the. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Today, I think we are doing